whatever. Is Solana a scam? Is Solana worth an investment from us? Our hard-earned money, should it be put into Solana? I forgot to click the go live button once again for our live stream here. So welcome everyone on YouTube. You've already missed the first 50 minutes. My fault. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but obviously no fucking promises. Excuse my French, whatever. God, I put the link out so many places. Oh my God, whatever. The TikTok live's been doing well, and I am enjoying my new background. Looking at it makes me pleased compared to last time, so. Yeah, I don't know. I will put effort into making some sort of a recap video for YouTube to post so that I have content there as well, because I missed it entirely. Yet again. Okay. Hey, Jay. I am okay. Disappointed because I thought for the past 50 minutes I was live on YouTube, and it turns out I was not live on YouTube. So I had told so many people to go over and watch my YouTube, and I just was never there. You have great hair. Thank you. I appreciate that. I did it up all fancy for this live today. I am getting a haircut soon, though. It's kind of getting unruly. What are your thoughts on ZIL, VRA, or 8Pay? I have no idea. Thoughts on XLM and XDC? I like both of those coins. I think that they have good potential. I haven't done in-depth enough research on any of those tokens to give you, or coins, to give you an honest opinion on them. But I like XLM and XDC. I like to compare alts to ETH using ETH altcoin charts. All the metrics for them, or just specifically price charts? All the metrics for them? Yeah, okay, so YouTube, we were looking at Token Terminal. Token Terminal is a fantastic tool for trying to create a value that you're willing to pay for a crypto. It's difficult, like I said to TikTok, cryptocurrency is a brand new asset class, so there are some aspects of commodities that you need to implement into your valuation for crypto. There's some aspects of securities, stocks, that you should implement into your valuations. There's some aspects of real estate. It is a brand new asset class, so it requires a brand new way to find a fair value, at least in my opinion. A lot of people argue there is no fair value, but I argue what gives anything value other than the fact that we made it up and we all agreed. You know what I mean? Literally the entire it feels like a cop-out when I say this, but the entire monetary system is made up. So if we want to make up a new internet money, like, why is everyone so upset? I genuinely don't understand it. What small market caps do you like? There's one, not Audacity, Audius. I'm kind of a fan of Audius. They keep making progress. I haven't done research into them in a long time, but they're a really small market cap. I hold, like, I don't know, like 10 to 20 bucks in it. Token incentives. What are token incentives? USD value of the protocol's governance token that have been distributed to users. Oh. That seems pretty pointless. Solana has earnings. Ooh. All right, let's go back to the checklist. I want to go through this now. So I'm going to make a recap video altogether for YouTube, so I'm not even going to try and recap what we've done so far here. Okay, who needs it? Anyone? Any organization? I should take a typing class if I'm going to be doing this stuff live. That wants fast transfer of monetary data. Make sense? Generally speaking, exchanges. Generally exchanges. Right? If you have a block time that is 400 milliseconds and after the block closes it only takes 5 milliseconds for every single person on the network to know what was inside that block, that is extremely quick. And so That's really good for traders and institutions to know that their money was sent immediately. If you have some sort of price action in, let's say you're a day trader and you're looking at news that breaks, and you see, a lot of times, anyone who has tried to trade before will notice that the stock or the whatever you're trading will make a massive movement really quickly, and then a couple seconds later you'll get the news as to what happened. This kind of negates that. This allows for the news as to what caused that spike in price action to come along with the price action, so you can react even quicker. Or I guess the AIs and the machines can react even quicker. That was the initial point. That was the entire point. So it had really low fees and really quick transaction throughput. This led to a lot of retail users wanting to build on top of it, especially for the low fees, because then you can trade your NFTs, which is a lot of what Solana is right now, is NFTs, very, very quickly, you know? What does it solve? Arbitrage in monetary systems. So what does Solana's blockchain aim to solve? This is directly from the CEO of Solana Foundation. What's his name? Anatoly. He was saying that what I just said, they're trying to remove the idea that you can have arbitrage plays through price action and when news breaks. It's as simple as that. What are the tokenomics? Okay, we'll do a little bit deeper into the tokenomics at the current state. I'm curious if SolScan has tokenomics publicly displayed. You know what I mean? Like how Etherscan has all the largest wallet holders right there. I want to see, after the FTX drama, who's the next biggest holder, and are they going to go bankrupt and cause another massive sell-off? I guess we'll just go through each of these tabs real quick. So we have popular collections for NFTs. We have Ute, we have DGods, we have Tayo Pilots, we have DGods again, we have ABC, Claynosaurs, Dual Bots. That's kind of cool. Largest holders of the token, transactions per second, average ping time. View more charts. View more charts. The number of blocks created on a 7-day rolling period. Not useful. Number of active vote accounts. That's interesting. On November... Let's zoom right into this and get the actual date for you guys. On November 3rd... No. November 2nd, 2022, the number of active vote accounts was cut almost in half in a single hour, which means one large player was taken out. And again, that same type of thing happened... I'm really not good. September 30th. The same thing happened September 30th. Overnight, it went down by 800 active vote accounts. But it's, generally speaking, on a slow increase. Oh, let's go, Bodadio. I didn't even see that. Thank you so much. 5 telescopes? We're a quarter of the way to my goal so that I can actually afford to do this. To eat some Burger King occasionally. Thank you for the rose, too. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Here we go. Active wallets, all time. Oh. That's interesting. Okay. April 1st. Well, April 2021, the active wallets were sitting at around 250,000. Then for about a week or two, at the end of April, they spiked up to 3.7 million, and then came back down and had 2 more spikes over the next 8 months for them to kind of level off down here. Yeah, it kind of varies. Currently speaking, it's sitting at 500,000, It looks like it varies from 250,000 up to 1 million. Kind of in a downward trajectory. That chart is 100% going down. So I know there's a little bit more into it than just active wallets, but that's not exactly what I was expecting, to be honest with it. New token accounts. Let's see how many new players are being introduced into Solana's network at any given point. Again, not that impressive of a chart. It's kind of similar to the active wallets. It's sitting at around 500,000. I want to know how they deem active wallets. Wallets that signed at least once within the observed period. One wallet may contain multiple associated token accounts. That's good to know. A wallet can have multiple token accounts. Okay. Program ranking table. All right. I'm done with this page. Let's go on to Solana network. Are you guys enjoying this? Give it a thumbs up if you're enjoying this. Same with you guys on YouTube. Let's see if I'm actually live. There is one view on YouTube, not concurrent right now, so they came and left. I would have apologized to them, but they didn't stick around. Am I on the same thing? Fee tracker, ad hoc report, DeFi, NFTs, tokens, blockchains, transactions. Ha! Let's see. Largest wallet holders for Sol. Live. Coincarp.com. All right. Top 100 richest Solana addresses. We have the number one address for Sol sitting at 9.48 million Sol, which is 1.85% of the supply. Then we have one sitting at 8.7 million Sol, which is 1.7%. Everything else is sub 1%. The top address is recently become the top address. With the last 7 days, they added 6 million Sol, which is probably why we're seeing such an increase. Is there any way that we can tell who this is? That has to be an institution. Nobody makes moves like that, because you multiply that by, I don't know what the average price is, but we'll do 20 for simplicity. That's 60, that's $120 million. What the hell? Well, the second highest address just sold 377,000. What's going on, Joey? Joey. All right, so this is actually nowhere near as bad as I was expecting. Especially given the initial distribution, I really expected the supply to be concentrated in a couple wallets, but it looks like it's pretty well distributed. Fully diluted market cap right now of 11 billion with the current market cap of 7 billion. Do we know what the inflation rate of Sol is? Oh, it said it was like 5%. Initial inflation rate of 8, minus 15% every year. They got a nice little chart for us here. So started in 2017, right, Chad? And it started with a total supply of 500 million, which 2017 was 6 years ago now. So now the total supply should still be pretty higher, a lot higher compared to this, but I don't think the inflation rate for Solana is that nerve-wracking. It does mean that if they have no cap, that the network needs to grow faster than the inflation rate in order for you to justify having an investment in Solana, in my opinion. All right, back to our checklist. What are the tokenomics? That's a very complicated question, Patrick. I don't know why you would ask that to anyone. It's not going to be just a one word or one sentence answer. So 500 mil supply increases 8% yearly minus 15% of that every year. Initial distribution was ass. What's going on, Digital Oil Hunter? Happy to see you here. TikTok's telling me to thank Bodadio and others for contributing to the live goal. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. What chart? What? I forget what slide I had all of the tokenomics on. I guess I'll just click on all of them. Here it is. I'm gonna quite literally copy this. Copy image and put it right into. There we go. Yeah, because then I can see it. This is from the initial distribution of Sol. When was it made? 2017, right? It might have been 2018, but I honestly don't care about that one. I think I'm going to put a little asterisk here and get rid of that for making this. Remove. All right. When will it be implemented? Again, I actually don't like that at all. It's already implemented in a lot of things. Where does it fit in? That is the same question as what does it solve and who needs it. So we're making this list together, guys. Bear with me. Or help, you know? What questions do you guys have when you're researching a cryptocurrency? Please let me know. It's helpful. The more minds we have looking into something, the better chance we have at actually coming across it, right? If it's just me researching something, it might take 3 hours, but if it's 5 of us researching something, it might only take 1 hour. Okay, why do you want to buy it? I'm going to change that to why do people have to buy it? Because my rationale for why I would like to buy it is that I want to make money, right? It's an investment, I want to make money. Why do people have to buy Solana? You have to buy Solana because you use it for your gas fees. If you want to interact on the network, you have to burn some Solana, some Sol in every transaction. Plus, everything that is transacted on the network is denominated in Sol. So you need to own some if you want to participate. Why would you like to participate? Because it has really quick transaction throughput and it's very cheap to be on the network. So why do people have to buy it? To transact with. That's kind of all of them, so I might put a little asterisk here and all blockchains. And my favorite, and potentially your guys' favorite as well, why is Solana a Ponzi scheme or a security? I think it's very important that while you're researching something, you're not just looking at the positives of it, you're also taking into account potential negatives. So why is Solana a Ponzi scheme? We're going to try and dig into it and figure out, like, literally, is Solana a Ponzi scheme? And is Solana a security? Because I want to see and have a good understanding of it. If I don't have an understanding of it, if I couldn't convince someone that it is, no, that's a bad, never mind. Why is it a Ponzi scheme? Why is it a security? So let's start with security. Ponzi scheme? No. Everyone who has anything negative to say about crypto says that it's a Ponzi scheme, and it's just ignorant to say that. Hedera and Quant Ethereum, end of story. Is that just all you hold, Chop? Just those 3? I like having around 10 to 15, in my opinion. We're researching, though. We want to see what Solana is. All right, is Solana security? That's the final time I'll ask it. To do this, we're just going to look at the Howey test. Now, this is somewhat subjective, right? Otherwise, something like XRP wouldn't be continuously in a lawsuit with the SEC. If it was clear as day if something's a security or not, you wouldn't have a 4-year lawsuit, a 3-year lawsuit going on. This is directly from Investopedia. The Howey test determines what qualifies as an investment contract and would therefore be subject to the U.S. securities laws. An investment contract exists if there's an investment of money in a common enterprise with a reliable expectation of profits to be derived from the efforts of others. Keep that in mind. The Howey test is important for situating blockchain and digital currency projects with investors and project bankers. Certain cryptocurrencies and ICOs may be found to deem the definition of an investment contract under the Howey test. So, very specifically, that's explaining to you that if you are investing into something with the expectation that someone else's effort is going to yield you money, it's likely a security. Also, I guess I should add that it has to be in the US. It has to be under the SEC's jurisdiction. I would argue with Solana that you are, with a reasonable amount of expectation, hoping that the founders of Solana, the Sol Foundation, is able to make enough partnerships that your money that you've invested into the Sol token goes up. If they can onboard as many institutions and governments as possible onto Sol's network, Solana's network, then hopefully demand for the token goes up, and as long as that goes up quicker than the supply is increasing, you will make money. That's the expectation when you go into Solana as an investment. What would potentially change this is if they were fully decentralized. And this is directly from Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC. If something is decentralized, like Bitcoin, where there is no governing body that you are relying on, then it's not a security. It is a commodity. He's also said this for Ethereum before it became proof of stake, when it was still proof of work. They deemed it as a decentralized commodity, so it was not a security. His clarification is if you're relying on other people to make a profit. I would argue with Solana, you are relying on other people to make a profit. And my evidence kind of goes to the fact that for governance, most of Solana's governance, it's a hybrid model right now. The Solana Foundation has a majority of votes for Solana governance, and people can vote in different voting periods for what the network is going to do and how it's going to move forward. But you're like, if they get to make the major decisions, then you're relying on their decisions being accurate for your investment to flourish. So that right there is a huge red flag for me. It doesn't necessarily mean that Solana is not investable, because I invest in securities all the time, stocks. It just means that they are likely going to experience a lot of headache in the near future when we see regulations coming in. Same thing was for Quant. With Quant, you're relying very heavily on Quant's foundation to be successful in their endeavors and to onboard as many use cases and as many institutions as possible to using the network. I forgot what I was going to say. That was scary. It just completely blanked out of my head there. Oh, what prevents Quant from likely being deemed as a security by the SEC is that when they did their ICO, their initial coin offering, they excluded all US-based investors, which means the SEC has no real jurisdiction, and foreign governing bodies have deemed it a utility token, not a security. So they covered their basis. So that's something actually we should look into right here, is Solana. Did Sol allow US investors in ICO? And again, all of this is speculation to some degree, right? We don't know how the SEC is going to warrant all of the regulation. They could just come out and say, we don't give a shit, it's a security, you know? Like they said that Ethereum, because most of the validators for Ethereum are in the United States, they deemed Ethereum under the jurisdiction of the United States law. So they can just decide what happens with it. Did Solana do an ICO? Yes. Oh, my back hurts, man. And all of this is far more nuanced. Did Sol allow US investors in ICO? We'll look at Reddit. Oh, let's go. Who here is on YouTube? We got that one concurrent viewer. Leave a comment in the chat so I know it's you. Appreciate you being here. Solana killer Aptos is looking very suspicious. Be wary. Let's look at this. This kind of goes over what I was talking about with Solana being very centralized. Ah! I think this will be an interesting read, and then I'm going to go over some of the partnerships Sol has. So Solana is centralized, stoppable, and its fundamental design flaws are considered features by Sol guys. Genuine decentralization and well-designed security make a far more valuable proposition than some big TPS numbers. If you can't run a full node yourself, then it's just another bank. This is a very interesting take from this Reddit user. I don't disagree with him. Like, you need an entire warehouse to run a Solana node, which means that you have to be a large institution to do it. Like, nobody like us is going to be mining Solana, validating the network. My brain is going off the walls here. I got to write this down. Sol update to make okay. Solana updated their network to make the outage disappear in time for their phone, and I had said that like 15 minutes ago and I never looked into it. Events of today in crypto just show the genuine decentralization and well-designed securities make a far more valuable proposition than some big TPS number. That's what he already said. Solana was DDoS attacked again. This attack exploited fundamental design flaws which are considered features by Sol. This was a year ago. As it sacrifices decentralization and security for speed while ignoring the consequences of that trade-off, specifically proof of history and Turbine. So if you didn't know, Solana uses proof of history, so every single transaction has a timestamp, and so when they're put into blocks, you can tell what block came before the other block, and that's how they kind of validate the network, is when a block is added, they know the proper chain based off of the timestamps on each block. It's proof of history, to my understanding. Hopefully I got that right. Consequence of proof of history is deterministic block creation. There's a good reason why public blockchains before Sol did not take this route. Non-deterministic block creation adds to security and censorship resistance, as you cannot predict who will create the next block. Thank you, It's Asto2, for following the host. Instead of Sol, it is possible to predict and therefore attack the next block producers. Oh, instead in Sol. For instance, attacking the next 100 validators instead of attacking the entire network. This attack also works regardless of scale, thereby severely reducing Sol security. Sol security is not just reduced against DDoS attacks, since the attack can also be combined with a 51% attack, allowing an attacker to temporarily gain proportional staked control over the network by attacking other large stakeholders. There are also consequences of proof of history. So just to go against what this Reddit user is saying here, I don't know definitively, I'm not a developer, but the CEO was talking in a podcast saying that because the validators of the network and the person who's going to create the next block are randomly chosen. They choose a subset of the 2,000 validators they have, and nobody knows who it's going to be. And it happens every 400 milliseconds. So it's extremely unlikely to accurately predict all 100 validators, if 100 is the actual threshold here for creating a block. To predict the 100 validators within 400 milliseconds, take control of all of their computers, and then hack the network. Is it possible? I guess so. Is it likely? Is it feasible? He didn't think so. I don't know. They have suffered attacks though, so if they've suffered attacks like that, then it is in fact possible. Combining Turbine with proof of history. What's going on, Troll, with me? Happy to see you here, boss. Combining Turbine with proof of history leads to even more dire consequences. Turbine divides the transaction memory pool into small groups of validators. This means that with proof of history, you can censor transactions by just attacking the specific validators in that grouping. Interesting. This is one aspect of Sol's design that exposes the bad faith of its creation, prioritizing attracting ignorant cryptocurrency investors over good, sustainable blockchain design. There are many examples of this in the design. This is Sol, correct. Troll with me. Oh, thanks for following the host, my guy. And the Rose. Appreciate you, boss. Let's go. This is Sol, correct. Going over Sol, seeing if it's worth our money. This was just a Reddit post. So, raising some concerns, to be honest. So, down here at the bottom, I'm on YouTube as well, live streaming, if you want to see my screen. You have some Sol. What made you purchase Sol? Out of curiosity. What was the nail in the coffin? And you were like, yes, I'm going to take this risk and buy some Sol. You're definitely not alone on it. A lot of people have Sol. Open to DDoS attacks and 51% attacks. Hackers can target fractionalized mempool to censor specific transactions, potentially. Very risky. I own all kinds of junk. We don't know that it's junk, but from what I'm hearing is that you did not do your own research enough to your own accord, which is good because now you're here. We've all, I don't know, I was just making an assumption there and I'm not calling you out on anything. Where was I? Okay, good thing I wrote it down because I had literally already forgot what I was going to go on to next. So, Sol update to make the network outages no more. So, Solana network upgrade to take care of outages. Oh, I was on their Twitter earlier trying to do this and I got distracted by something. Okay. How Solana is fixing outages and the challenges it will tackle. That's December 28th. Give me a second. That's from Crypto Slate. I would like to see it directly from Solana Foundation. I'm going on to Cointelegraph. Ideally, they will have a link to the article released by Solana Lab developers. Sol Foundation. All right. we're just gonna read this from, get out of here. I can't, come on. All right, I just won't go on it then. Let's try this one. Solana looks to beat network outages with new open source validator client. Jump Crypto is tasked with building the new validator client, which aims to add network stability and boost throughput and resilience. The Solana network has been plagued by outages and slowdowns this year, especially during periods of congestion due to high demand. But the Solana Foundation is now looking to add stability and throughput to the network with a new open source validator client to be developed by Jump Crypto. Let's look into what is Jump Crypto? Building is hard. Yes, it is. Everyone has a passion for innovation. Few have stomach for it. So this is something to look into a little bit later. I don't want to do it right now because we're focusing on Solana entirely. Who are the two of you guys who were chilling with me? I appreciate you both. Garcia. Thank you, boss. I don't see the other person. They must be private. I appreciate you. Hopefully you're finding this useful, or you just have your phone positioned somewhere and you left, but either way. Blockchain infrastructure developer Jump Crypto is a part of Jump Trading Group, a quantitative trading firm. Great. Sounds like Almeida. Jump Crypto will build the validator using C++ programming language, according to August 6th press release. While the Solana network has suffered no downtime since July, when was this put out? August? Okay, you're posting 1 month of no downtime. In May, the network was offline for 5 hours. Through Jump's decades of work in solving some of the most complex networking challenges across traditional finance markets, we have seen firsthand the impact that improving a network's speed and efficiency can have on an entire financial system. All right, this article seems a little bit too old for me. I want to read this one. Okay, now it's not having the little thing pop up. How Solana is fixing outages and the challenges it will tackle in 2023. Solana's DeFi total value locked fell 63% in a week because of the FTX fiasco. It's not really locked if you can just take it out, you know what I mean? Okay, Solana's ongoing focus, fixing network outages. Long before the FTX debacle, Solana suffered its own problems of chronic network outages in early 2022, while the frequency of outages reduced in the following months. It continued to affect investors. On January 21st, the Solana network faced an outage that lasted more than 24 hours, coinciding with the market downturn. This led the liquidation of several traders' positions. Oh, TikTok just told me, great job on going live for 90 minutes, but don't forget to take a break. I will take a break shortly, TikTok. We're coming to an end on this. I just have a couple questions. Security, yes. Ponzi, no. Ponzi, IDK. How does governance work? Mostly Solana Foundation. Yeah, I just want to see the network. That's probably going to be the last thing. And then if either of you guys have a question or are curious about looking into anything else. According to the Solana uptime tracker, yep. All right, how is it going to solve it though? How is it going to solve it? There's a lot of quotes here. Improving security In early August, a hacker drained an estimated $8 million worth of SOL and USDC from around 7,700 hot wallets. That's not good. Thought hot wallets were safer. The attack impacted web and mobile-based Solana networks, including Solflare, Phantom, Slope, and Trust Wallet. Some Ethereum investors were also said to be impacted by the attack. While improving the security of the network is paramount to the safety of users' funds, this person said that it is also crucial for mainstream adoption. According to Yakovenko, that's the CEO. Okay. According to the CEO, the increasing number of Solana validators has made the network more secure and censorship resistant. Sol validators totaled 1,900 over the past 24 hours, though 30 validators control over 33% of the total stake. Wow. 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 I don't even have anything else to say, but wow. Stop doing that. Come on. Okay. That's insane. 33% of the stake is controlled by 30 validators. That's not what you want to see in a decentralized network. The CEO noted that mainstream adoption of Solana would require far more improvement to security. This could mean deploying automatic audits as a security feature that could help developers catch smart contracts and development loopholes and errors. Enhancing programmability, increasing mobile capacity. They're focused on slimming down Solana. Enabling multiple concurrent block production. Enabling concurrent block production is what the CEO calls the mother of all difficulty bombs. For Solana to be able to create a real-time historical record of events around the world, the transmission of information needs to be instantaneous. Moreover, it would help determine who discovered the information first. Therefore, it is crucial to remove latencies from the network. This could be achieved with multiple concurrent block producers, since it would provide multiple places to validate transactions, the CEO said. This, however, is different from sharding, which partitions large databases into smaller parts. The CEO is super against sharding, if you were not fully aware. He does not think it enables scalability. All right, that article, again, didn't want to tell us about what they're doing to prevent outages. How is Solana preventing network outages? Here we go. Solana co-founder says long-term fix to network outages is in the works. Anatoly shared that Anatoly shared what he believes will finally solve Solana's biggest problem. I'm just reading, I'm skimming so I don't waste my breath here. The young proof of history, proof of stake hybrid blockchain has had 5 major outages since its launch in 2020. Out of those 5, 3 have occurred last year in 2022. Each one the result of either bugs in Solana's code or the network becoming overwhelmed by artificial traffic from bots. Yakovenko, the CEO, believes FireDancer, a second Solana client announced back in August, will be a long-term fix because it will have its own separate software development team. Web3 firm Jump Crypto is developing FireDancer in partnership with the Solana Foundation. Okay, so both of them are building similar code, which they then hope to combine. And they are saying that because it's a separate team, the probability of having the same bugs in each code set is virtually zero. The co-founder cited the most recent Solana outage in which an inaccurately configured validator confused the Solana network and made it unsure as to which fork was the correct one, causing the network to stall. That answers one of the earlier questions that we had. So I'm going to pause here and go back and say yes. I had said, does Solana's network fork every block? And I don't know if it's every block, but this made me believe that yes, it does in fact fork, just like Bitcoin kind of does. At no point do failures like these put any user's funds or program state at risk because Solana has 2,000 different validators. Because Solana has over 2,000 validators and approximately 3,400 different replicas of its network, there are plenty of backups to choose from should a critical failure occur. So if something wrong happens to Solana where users' funds across the board are lost or everything breaks because of an update, it looks like they have 3,400 replicas in the background to just reinstate and wipe out that. So it looks like they don't have any integrity. Also, 100% indicates that it is centralized, right? You can't just have all those replicas. Now, he said that Solana requires validators to be running the test net along with the main net on all of their nodes. That way they can have an accurate reflection of the test net when they're making changes to it so that it is literally the same as the main net. Again, why it costs so much to be running a node on Solana's network. As long as one of the copies survives of the 3,400, you can efficiently recover the whole network. So it looks like they're developing what is called, where'd it go? Fire Dancer. Fire Dancer search. Solana. Explain. Fire Dancer is a new independent validator client for the Solana network. It's built on a different dependent tree, meaning once it's live on mainnet beta alongside the existing client, it will increase the resiliency of the network to a bug in the client implementation. It will increase the resiliency of the network to bugs in the client implementation. This is a lot. I'm excited to touch on some of Solana's partnerships here in a minute, and then we're going to chill out. Been live for over an hour and a half. What's going on, you guys? Do you own Solana? Let me know, please. Let me know right now. Do you own Solana, and what made you want to buy it? Who's on YouTube? It's still okay. Yeah, had a concurrent viewer for a minute. Fire Dancer. Is this the same? Yes. Jump Crypto is helping to build a second, fully independent consensus node implementation for the Solana network. This will be known as Fire Dancer. A consensus node is the core piece of technology that validates use to agree on the chain's state, blocks, and transactions. What will Fire Dancer set out to accomplish? The Solana protocol's primary goal is to achieve a leading degree of decentralization with performance close to what the hardware is physically capable of. This decentralization aspect I don't fully agree with, but close to the hardware's physical capability is spot on. I have a lot, fastest, cheapest, easiest to work with and build. I'd love to see that, Nick. It looks like, yeah, 100% it is one of the easiest to build on. And for the speed, yeah. A block takes 400 milliseconds, so when you hit send, it's virtually instantaneous to you. Was that half a second? However, it looks like they sacrificed decentralization for that, which is okay. You can have a centralized play in your portfolio. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Thanks for following me, Nick. Let's fucking go. Welcome to those investors. It's hard to understand the benefits of a second consensus implementation. It removes a single point of failure, the Solana Labs client implementation. With 1/3 plus of the stake running on FireDancer, no single client will have a supermajority on the network. So they're taking a third. Is that accurate? They're going to have a third of validators be in just the FireDancer, the stake, because it already has the 30 validators right now on Solana's network control 33%. So then if another 33% are with the FireDancer, it's a little sus, don't you think? Unless it's the same 33%, it could be the same. But 1/3, with 1/3 of the stake running on FireDancer. So maybe you're just staking on FireDancer and, okay, we should keep reading before we jump to conclusions. No single client will have a supermajority. Right now, Solana's throughput isn't limited by hardware, but by software inefficiencies. As high-frequency trading engineers, Jump is used to operate at the very limits of what hardware is physically capable of. That must irritate Anatoly so bad. Because his whole thing is that he wants to push the hardware to its limits. We will bring Jump's performance engineering mindset to Solana's scaling challenges. All right, next one. Where did the FireDancer project idea stem from? What kind of timeline are we looking at for the completion of the project? Within the next 12 to 24 months, FireDancer should be implemented. That's cool. What kind of components are necessary for making a new validator client? I don't think that's necessary for us. Okay, so they have a lot of very interesting things. Yeah. Solana's very centralized, but we knew that, right? We knew that. They have a lot of people building on top of it, though. I want to look into Solana's partnerships and then probably call it a day for the live. So, starting off here, we have Brave browser. I'm sure each and every one of you is currently using Brave browsers. I know I am, receiving that free basic attention tokens every time I do anything. They also just have VPNs. You can use a VPN directly from Brave, so fantastic. Highly recommend you use Brave. Not sponsored. I wish it was sponsored. Brave and Solana. Brave and Solana partnership. Brave.com. Released in May of 2022. Brave's goal is to make Web3 accessible to all. Our privacy first browser and browser native crypto wallet will offer an easy Web3 on-ramp for crypto novices and a robust suite of Web3 tools for advanced users. Buy and sell and store both Sol and Solana tokens, SPLs, in Brave wallets. Basic attention token holders can use BAT on the Solana chain wrapped via wormhole. Okay, cool. Wrapped tokens. What do you think of ETH unlock in March? Do they finally have a set date? Is it actually unlockable in March? It depends. Usually, every time they have one of these locking periods in crypto, and like we hit the end of that locking period, they don't just let everyone sell. There's usually a vesting period. Not yet, yeah. From last time I heard, when they switched over to proof of stake with Ethereum, there was legitimately no word on how long people were going to be locking up their Ethereum for, which is part of the reason why I was not interested in finding a liquidity pool to stake to. Or I guess it wouldn't be deemed a liquidity pool, but because it's an indefinite amount of staking time. I was not comfortable with that. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, like I was saying, usually when the staking period ends for a lot of these things, they have a vesting period, and you can't just sell immediately. You can sell like 20% every week until you're out. It still puts a lot of downward pressure, no doubt. Okay. Brave's deep integration with the Solana blockchain, first announced in November of 2021, will make it easier for those new to crypto to onboard to Web3 and increase utility for more seasoned users. Solana has some of the lowest gas fees and fastest performance on any blockchain. By integrating with Solana, Brave and Brave Wallet is expanding multi-chain support and possibilities for all users. That's pretty cool. So yeah, allowing Brave users to send and receive and store Solana and Solana tokens directly in Brave wallets. We also bridged our BAT token onto the Solana network, making it an SPL token that users can leverage in the Solana ecosystem. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm still holding 35% cash. Too hard not to go shopping. Honestly, a lot of these valuations, even after the pump we've had recently, still look very compelling to me. Very compelling. All right, so that's cool. So Brave is now, Basic Attention Token is now an SPL. That's really cool. Second partnership is Circle. Solana partnership with Circle. Solana and Solana partner to bring USDC to Solana blockchain. Circle's partnership with Solana. Okay, USDC for Solana is now available on mainnet, and Circle will bring comprehensive support for Solana across its suite of platforms, services, and APIs. Circle, the company, is something I want to invest into as a stock market investment so badly it's not even funny. They make moves all the time. So this partnership with USDC looks like it's just implementing USDC to be native on Solana's network. They do this all the time. They have native coins on a lot of networks, so not something too special in my opinion. Discord, we looked into their partnership with Discord a little bit earlier. In Discord, you can implement Sol and Solana blockchain so that you can have like SPLs, tokens on Solana's blockchain, a Discord token that you can earn based off of different activities that you do. So you can do raids, and everyone on crypto Twitter has NFTs, and you do raids with the community, and if you go raid another community, you can make it a challenge in your Discord, and if you prove that you did it, you earn some of your Discord tokens, which you then can use inside of Discord to purchase different boosted effects within Discord. So pretty cool. Really cool, actually. And that's just one thing. There's a lot of things you can do with it. I want to implement it into my Discord, to be honest. Okay, Solana's partnership with Google. Google had its hands on blockchain technology even before it announced its partnership with Solana. Here we go. Let's look at this. Solana unveils Google partnership. Smartphones Web3 store at Breakpoint. During the ecosystem's annual gathering at Breakpoint 2022 in Lisbon, Solana made a series of launch announcements as it prepares to go mainstream. Cointelegraph's ground team present during the conference, whatever. I don't care about that, Cointelegraph. Why'd you just sneak in a little sponsorship here? Oh, that's really cool. So I'll go over a couple of these announcements that they had. You look like Mike Hawk. Who's that? I appreciate it, I think. Okay. While explaining the process of building a Solana store, Norby announced the launch of Geo NFTs, non-fungible token implementations that allow users to geotag an area in their city. If you have a Geo NFT, you can redeem it one-for-one with the exclusive rights to open a Solana store in that region. With Geo NFTs, Solana aims to empower solo entrepreneurs that wish to get into business. That's kind of cool, actually. So I'm presuming they want to get into the metaverse with it. Solana smartphones available for pre-order in early 2023. It's made for the people, said the Solana mobile team, while announcing the launch of its upcoming smartphones. There is yet to be an official date for its availability. Its differentiating feature of the Solana phone lies in its ability to securely store the private keys of crypto wallets. The Solana smartphone will be powered by a Qualcomm chipset. Makes sense given the CEO used to work for Qualcomm. Supporting an ARM-based SoC, allowing for higher productivity. You got a burp? Okay, here we go. This is what we came on this website for. This is why we're here. Google Cloud is soon to become a Solana node validator. Now, Google already made the announcement on Twitter, so this article must be a little bit older. While the above announcement marks a serious milestone for Solana, the ecosystem's partnership with Google Cloud evidently stole the limelight. Based on the information, Google Cloud is building a block-producing Solana validator to participate in and validate the network. Google Cloud's blockchain node engine, which was first announced on October 27th, will feature the Solana chain from 2023. The integration will allow users to launch a dedicated Solana node in the cloud. That's really cool. Additionally, Google Cloud will index Solana data and bring it to BigQuery. Whoa! A fully managed serverless data warehouse by next year, making it easier for Solana developers to access historical data. That's really cool. That's a really cool announcement. Like to bring Solana's network and data onto something like BigQuery. If you don't know, BigQuery is it's like a giant data warehouse for data scientists to come and conduct massive queries across anything, really. You can upload your own data set into it, and I'm talking like millions of data points. Picture a giant Excel sheet and you're doing a VLOOKUP function, but instead of having like 1,000 lines on the Excel sheet, you have 10 million lines on an Excel sheet. That's oversimplifying it, but like that's a good explanation. That's kind of cool. That definitely, again, kind of centralizes Solana a little bit to Google Cloud, right? If Google Cloud is operating nodes and are allowing other people to operate nodes on the cloud hosted by Google, then it becomes reliant on Google Cloud to some degree. That partnered with a third of the stake being put into their new protocol. We just looked it up a couple seconds ago. Jump, their new system created by Jump. What the hell? Firedancer. That partnered with 33% of the stake going to Firedancer. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. All right, we got Jump, which we've gone over. Lollapalooza, I don't want to look into. Magic Eden is their NFT marketplace. Meta, StepN, we all know, and Stripe. Stripe is a payment system, so I'm assuming that they just allow Solana through Stripe. I want to look into the Meta partnership and then probably take off. Been live for 2 hours. Meta partnership with Solana. Meta's Instagram to support NFTs from Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana. That's pretty cool. The social media powerhouse won't charge users for showcasing their crypto art. I gotta get some NFTs to post on my Instagram because I don't really have many picture posts there. And my Ethereum and Polygon NFTs are not something I want to be boasting about. I'm probably gonna take what I do have in Polkadot and convert it to Solana NFTs because I'm getting really deep into NFT community in Solana. I'm getting really deep into Solana's NFT community on Twitter, and I'm seeing a lot of cool projects that people are super excited about. Yeah, stuff like Sappy Seals. I see people with their profile photos all the time. literally all the time. That's just the first one to come to my mind. And it could just be because I follow a lot of Sappy Seal people, but yeah. Yeah, so that's their partnership. That's cool. Yeah, so as a quick summary here, a quick synopsis. Let's see if anyone's over here on YouTube watching. I've had 6 views on YouTube. Thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate each and every one of you guys over there. Average view duration of a minute. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to my crypto page, my checklist. Again, I am creating this crypto checklist 3.0 to help me through these live streams to kind of guide it. I just recently got rid of crypto checklist 2.0 because I felt like it was geared more towards extremely small projects for NFTs or really like micro cap projects, crypto coins, which I might look into later, but right now we're covering a lot of the bigger projects, the more well-known projects. So I've limited this crypto checklist to who, what, when, where, why, and how. Easy to remember. And I came up with 2 questions per. We've gone over all of them. Who made Solana? Anatoly Yakovenko. He's one of the co-founders of Sol. He has a very technology-based background specific to hardware, but he's also a pretty intensive software engineer. So definitely thumbs up from me. Who needs Solana? Any organization that wants fast transactions of monetary data, generally exchanges. Their claim to fame is that a block is 400 milliseconds, and after the block has closed, the entire network knows about it within 5 milliseconds. So if you are conducting a stock exchange or even just a crypto exchange, you want to have immediate spread of information. You want that transaction to finalize and everyone to know about it. Otherwise, you get prices to shoot up or down before everyone knows, and then it's just not fair. You come up with arbitrage situations. So that's what they're trying to solve, at least initially. What does it solve? Arbitrage in monetary system. What are the tokenomics? Now, the tokenomics looked disgusting. 500 million supply. They have a 500 million supply initially, which increases 8% yearly, minus 15% of that 8% every year. The initial distribution, again, was not bad. 30 validators control over 33% of the stake, and they are working to increase that by adding one more validator or one more network to validate that will take on 30% of the stake to try and reduce the outages of the network. So right here we have Sol allocation, 20% to, this is initially, 20% to the foundation, 25% to seed sales, 20% to founding sales, 20% to the team, public auction sale 2.6%, strategic sale 3%, and validator sale 8.2%. So I had initially wrote it down somewhere, but it was like 84% of the tokens were held by either VCs, early investors, or the foundation, or people who worked for Sol at the time that it had their ICO. I didn't like that at all. That's set up. I don't know the updated, so that's something we need to look into going forward before you're able to make an investment. But that's set up for the massive crash that we recently had. When FTX went under, they had to liquidate everything. And as one of the largest investors in Solana's network, they had a lot of the tokens. That's why we look at stuff like this. You know that is a red flag if you go into a cryptocurrency as an investment and you see some token distribution like that. You know there's a good chance at some point there will be a massive dump because one of those people sells. Hopefully, FTX was the only one that happens, but we'll see. We would have to look into it further and see who else owns it. I will say that when we were looking at the tokenomics, only 2 wallets had more than 1% of the supply. When and where, I pretty much just removed entirely because it was, when was it made? I don't care. When will it be implemented? Again, I don't really care. It looks like it's implemented at this current moment. And where does it fit in? I had already answered that in one of the previous ones. So then we have why. The reason why people would like to buy Sol is to transact with it. They use it as the gas fee, just like most blockchains, and everything on Solana's network is denoted in SOL. It looks like a security because it's not really decentralized. You can make an argument that it is, but from my surface level view here, it's not decentralized, meaning it's likely going to be deemed a security. The way they would get around that potentially, and again, we're making assumptions here because we don't know definitively how the SEC is going to regulate this stuff, right? If in their ICO they didn't sell to US investors, then it's potential that they can't be under the jurisdiction of the SEC and thus are safe. But again, we don't know. And how does governance work? It's mostly Solana's foundation. It's kind of a hybrid model right now between people in the network who own the tokens voting and the foundation themselves having a large majority of the votes. And again, that goes back to the initial distribution, right? If a lot of early investors and insiders are holding the tokens to then vote for, governance is placed on their shoulders, making it more centralized than decentralized, thus potentially qualifying it as a security, in my opinion. Thank you so much for being here with me, you guys. Your time is your most valuable asset, so I hope you felt this was a worthy investment. I will see you guys, those investors, in the next video. Peace out. I should have ended the YouTube one first, huh? Oh, my back hurts.